Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's Shabbat. Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy, so excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you on a day to lead you in a very special way in today's grief devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. That's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. If this is a blessing to you, it's going to be a blessing to somebody else. Make sure you like and share. Share the love, share the wealth. Bless somebody who they themselves may be going through loss, change, and transition. Today is day 138. We're going to get this thing straight. We're going to talk about my grief is organic. My grief is organic. My grief is organic. Here it is. I know that grief is normal and necessary. But even more than that, I'm finding here it is, it's organic. It arises out of its own accord. It ebbs and flows in its own time. It just happens. And as it does, it shifts and changes naturally, flowing its own mysterious path. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it's not just natural and normal and necessary, but it's also organic. It happens on its own, right? This is not manufactured. This is not produced. This is not, no, it's none of that. It is straight organic, right? It is straight, it arises on its own accord. It ebbs and flows in its own time. It just happens. And as it does, it shifts and changes naturally, right? Flowing its own mysterious path. Your Greek is organic and it's unique. It is organic and it is unique to you. That's why, even though grief is everybody's situation is different. Everybody's grief journey is different. When everybody navigates through this thing called grief, it's different for everybody. And you have to know, even for yourself, it is organic. Yes, it's natural. Yes, is normal. Yes is normal. Yes, is necessary, but it's natural and it's organic. There's no predictor. It's not linear. It's not a straight line, right? Grief is grief. You got to understand that. It's gonna ebb and flow differently. It's gonna do its own thing, right? Because there's so many different layers to it. The memories, the minutes, the moments. There's so many different layers to it. The depth of love that you may have for the individual, the ties, the connections, all of that stuff is so layered that grief can be so complicated, right? That you got to know and understand, y'all, that it's not anything that's manufactured. It is organic, right? If I can ignore the cultural norms that try to tell me that my grief is bad or shameful or weak, I see that it's actually 100% natural, right? Ignore the cultural norms. We're dealing with a culture that does not even fully understand grief. They can't comprehend grief. They don't get it. We live in a culture they don't, when it comes to grief, they don't get. And this is what we say: it's bad, it's weak, this, that, and the other. Ignore the cultural norms, because we are. If you've been on this platform for any period of time, you understand that we befriend grief. Like, grief is schooling us. Grief is what we use to help us to navigate through this season. That we befriend it, we acknowledge it, we sit with it. But cultural norms, ignore them. It's bad, it's weak, this, that, and the other. No, grief is organic. How I feel is organic. How you feel is organic. People can't tell you how to feel. You feel how you feel, right? Period. That's part of the organicness of grief. You feel, reveal, heal. You feel how you feel, right? Genuinely and authentically. And it's not contingent upon somebody else or how somebody else, what somebody else has to say. I'm not going to dictate how I feel based off how you feel or how you move. No, you feel how you feel. And so If we can ignore the cultural norms that try to tell us that my grief is bad or shameful or weak, I see that it's actually 100% natural. When I see my grief as organic and instinctive, my feelings toward it change. I'm more receptive to it and better able to befriend it. It is organic and it is instinctive, right? Forget what everybody else is doing. Forget how everybody else responds. Your grief is organic and it's sometimes you may feel like, well, they crying, but I don't feel like crying. Like something wrong with me. Or sometimes you might be like, they ain't crying and I'm crying. Is something wrong with me? Or they may feel this way. And you be like, I don't feel that at all. Is something wrong with me? No. They sad and I'm over here like, I might be a little glad, right? Because they ain't suffering no more. But I feel bad. I feel bad because they sad, but I'm a little glad. Is something wrong with me? No, right? It's organic. It's natural. It's instinctive. And the more you begin to realize that and recognize that, the more you can befriend it and the better off that you're going to be. It's more receptive to it and better able to befriend it. Like a forest wilderness, my grief is a wondrous natural force. It is a wondrous natural force. Here's the final thought, y'all. Selfless love is organic. So too is the grief that emanates from the love. Selfless love is organic. When you love somebody genuinely and authentically, it's selfless. Selfless love is organic, right? And if you can understand selfless love is organic, so too is the grief that emanates from that love. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 138. I hope I helped you get that thing straight. My grief is organic. I want you to know your grief is organic, right? Your grief is organic. Feel, reveal, heal. Any questions? You got any questions navigating through these lessons? Any questions? Any questions that you may have? Any questions? Any questions? I don't see any questions. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Hope y'all have a phenomenal Friday and a wonderful weekend. Remember, your grief is organic. Feel, reveal, heal. It is normal, it is necessary, and it is natural. I'll see y'all on the other side of today. Let's go.